hello, and welcome to the 16th edition of Mad Fights Podcast.
Oh, what happened? That's so
Oh
weird.
no. Oh
What?
no,
Did
we're
he
losing
freeze?
him.
That's okay.
We're
I will start the
losing him.
show. We are live, guys. Welcome to the 16th edition of Mad Fights Podcast. Oh, Alec, you're just joined
I'm
back.
back.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll host the first part of it because I already started. Welcome to the 16th edition of Mad Fights Podcast. We have a special guest today, but if you guys don't know me, my name is Monique, and joining me is Alec Carr. And you can't see this, to the left of me, we have a special guest. His name is Piers Fitzpatrick, all the way from Ireland, joining us today to talk about UFC 15, which I have to fly to in literally 24 hours. So we're going to get started with our hot button topics. Alec, since you're back, why don't you introduce them for us?
Yeah, so first and foremost, guys, we're gonna review UFC Des Moines. It was a great card. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I'm gonna throw it over to Pierce first. Um, what fight stood out to you in that card? What did you like about it? And if you have one or two in particular you really want to talk about, feel free.
Firstly, guys, I want to thank you very much for having me on this show. Thank you very much, Monique, and of course, Alec. Great to be here. In relation to UFC Des Moines, I will say that it's more the aftermath of, in relation to Corey Sanhagen and Davison Figueiredo. It's about, I do want to talk about what's next for Davison Figueiredo, as he does have now, I believe, three losses in a row. He's 1-3 in his last four, his last win coming against Marlon Chito Vera, and now he's after losing to Corey Sanhagen. He's 37 years of age and also suffering the same kind of injuries next to Kamaru Usman with very bad knees. So we kind of have to take a look on who the God of War fights next. And in reality, I would say maybe potentially give him up and comers like Alex. Well, not really an up and comer, but someone that's been around like Alex Perez, or possibly someone like Matheus Nicolau if he's still around. And in relation to Corey Sanhagen, I believe that what was interesting mostly is the fact that we could potentially see Petr Yan 2 in July, and that has really gotten me excited because I was a very big fan of the first fight. Absolutely spectacular in every single way and category of mixed martial arts. It was absolutely perfect, and I'd be down to see it if Petr isn't fighting Marcus McGee like rumored.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's kind of sad to see Davison Figueroa go. He's kind of we're gonna see him be that um like he's gonna be the guy that fights the young guys now. That's
Mhm.
kind of his role, which is a big enough since he is, in my opinion, an all time great. Not top 10 obviously, but he is up there in like the top 30, 40 guys to fight in the UFC. So I actually would love to see him just retire because he's tough. He's proven his point. He's not gonna get a championship. Uh, Interesting thought on Corey Sandhagen, and he won the title shot. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw it over to Monique. What did you about that fight? And you think he did enough to deserve a title shot, or see Jan too?
I like to see Jan too because I'm a huge fan of Jan. I think like if we talked just me and Alec and Dustin and then now Pierce, but we were all fans of Jan at one point or the other. We literally thought he was gonna stay champ, and then obviously that illegal move happened, and we don't have to get into that. But what the fight that I really wanted to get into, Alec, was Reiner the Ritter versus Bo Nickel. And because it's very controversial, guys, after that fight, many haters Bo Nickel got. So much. They're calling him a fraud. They're calling him so many names. And he's so young. He has so much more to develop in his game. And Reiner is just a beast. And I was one of the only ones, I think, out of the both of us that predicted Reiner was gonna win. So like I'm not surprised that he did. That didn't really phase me. Nickel is very young. Like I said, he has much to learn in this sport, and he's gonna be, as Ryan called it, in 3 years, an absolute killer. That was the fight that really got to me. Pierce, what did you think of that fight?
I mean, I absolutely see the aftermath of RDR versus Bo Nickel. It was absolutely crazy from the get-go. I love RDR. He was fantastic to watch in 1FC. And listen, I will say that Bo Nickel, he absolutely has the potential to be top 10, top 5 material, but I do think that maybe at some point he just needs to calm it down with the call-outs and, of course, the Hamza Chimaev thing, I believe that's kind of like what got him a lot of heat and saying that he was going to be a champion within 2 to 3 years, despite not facing the best competition. However, again, I don't believe that he actually deserves any of the hate that he's getting. Like again, like it's not warranted, because at the end of the day, the likes of Bo Nickel, they're in the UFC for a reason. They're fighting there, and they're putting their he's putting his health on the line for a lot of us to watch. So again, I don't believe that any fighter that is considered fraud checked at all deserves any kind of hate, even if they lose.
Mhm.
Like the likes of Peyton Talbot, I know that he got a lot of hate, especially after he lost to Alveros, I
Mhm.
believe that was his name. But again, I would definitely like to see RDR fight again. But there's been rumors that there's a potential Robert Whitaker match on the line, and that would be cool to see. But
Mhm.
we'll have to wait. In terms of what's next for Bo Nickel, give him another. I would say, give him another unranked fight, and we'll see where it goes from there, and we'll see how he does.
Yeah, I did pick Bo Nickel, but if you remember Monique, I was very hestant
Yes.
because
Mhm.
RDR is an absolute beast. The guy, like we and Dustin and I both talked
Mhm.
about, he was a champion. This is a guy that's been a champion in a major promotion. So the sky's the limit for him. I would love to see that rumored Whitaker fight. I think that's great. I think it's a great matchup. I want to bring up. I had this tag. Don't worry, Monique. I had this fight tag because it kind of gets us into a subtopic here, where a lot,
Mhm.
especially with wrestlers, I'm noticing there's this trend where they don't want to leave their camp and go try new things. Bo Nickel clearly does not like to get hit. It was
Mhm.
very obvious in that fight to me that when he got hit by DeRitter, he kind of was like, "Whoa, this is the first time I've actually really been hit clean in the UFC." Um, I think he would be best served going to, AKA, going to a kickboxing camp, even if it's,
Mhm.
flying out for 2 months to go to Tiger Muay Thai. Um, the guy wants to be great, which he can be because of that wrestling base. He's got to
Mhm.
learn how to take a hit and to throw a punch. This bouncing punch style that he tries to have is not going to work for him because he doesn't have the foundation behind it of
Mhm.
striking. And as a somebody who's done some kickboxing, you can see it. Like his footwork's terrible. Uh, um, he has his hands in the wrong position. He's just like it's not there. And then like you can even point out in earlier like Cameron Smotherman, he's at the wrong camp. This guy is
Yeah.
way too explosive, way too athletic to be bound to be fighting on his heels. Somebody's got to get him up on his toes and get him bouncy because if he changes up his style and he starts doing a in and out kind of striking style with that power and speed, he could be a serious problem in the UFC. So, Pierce, I'll throw it over to you first, just to
Mhm.
touch base on this. But what do you think about fighters? And the guy that I could really point to is Gary, right? Ian Gary is
Mhm.
somebody that travels, right? He goes to
Yeah.
Brazil. He'll go
Mhm.
anywhere. And you can see that in his style of fighting of all the different mixtures are present. So Pierce,
Mhm.
what do you think? Do you think a new trend in the UFC of guys going to different camps to learn different disciplines?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as someone that's done a bit of Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, and now doing boxing, I can see why because it's very important because it is in the word MMA, mixed martial arts. You need to learn and you need to be able to master certain things in order, a few or maybe all of the disciplines that are on offer. And I do think the likes of Ian Gary that are going around to these different gyms, and of course now he's with the likes of Charles Oliveira and he's staying in that camp. I do believe that it proves very necessary and very important, and not only that, but it's very beneficial. It's very beneficial for any fighter that does it. And that's what I have planned. I want to do a bit of boxing. I want to do a bit of Muay Thai. If I have to go to different camps, I absolutely will because I do want to learn from different people. It's definitely important that you learn different styles from different coaches because, I mean, as much as you'd like the same discipline, maybe you want to try something new. And believe me, the first time that I tried BJJ, I was like, wow, I got my ass handed to me the first time that I did a roll on the mat. Like I was out of breath. I was out of breath. I was heaving because I felt like I almost got sick because I got rear naked choked and that shit hurts, but it also almost made me
Yeah.
sick. But I really did enjoy it either way. So that's my take.
Yeah, that first time you're in the Muay Thai clinch when you've never been in a real Muay Thai clinch before is shocking. um, Monique, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, like someone like Ian Gary is very, very smart. It's not just people like Ian Gary that do this, that are trying to get into the pro circuit, or like when I say pro, I mean like more like LFA, UFC, Cage Warriors, that kind of circuit, and they go all the way to Thailand for a couple months and literally just work on their game. Literally, that's all they do, and it's very, very like Pierce said, very beneficial of them. I wanted to point out though, Alec, because there was one prelim fight that I was so damn proud of, and we gotta talk about her because she should have been on UFC 315. We're talking about Jillian Robertson KOing Marina Rodriguez. Like, what
Hmm.
kind of in the world would something like that ever happen? That was insane. I was, and speaking of people that go to either different camps or just working on different types of MMA, this is a prime example of that, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we were expecting Jillian to lose because we thought that Rodriguez was going to be way more well rounded than that. Definitely not the case. Jillian worked extremely well on just different parts of her game, and it clearly showed. And it was probably one of the biggest upsets of the night for many people,
If I
including
can
us and
Yeah,
Dustin. Yeah.
if I can give my take on the Gillians and Robertson KO, I do genuinely think a part of the reason why maybe she had so much success was because maybe there was a possibility that Marina was expecting the submission specialist, which she is known for. She's a submission specialist.
Mhm.
She knows how to get in the rear naked choke. She knows how to do those submissions. And maybe Marina did get a little bit of caught off guard. There is that possibility because, I mean, there's plenty of other examples where, maybe that what one person is known for, they could switch it up as easily like that. And like you said,
Yeah.
Monique, Jillian was on form last night, and that's exactly what she showed.
Mhm.
So, but then again, also I would say that it was an absolute shocker to me to see Jillian go out and get that KO. I was very happy for her. I mean, I've been a fan of
Yeah.
Jillian for a long time, especially after when she was getting eye gouged by Priscilla. Like, I really did not like Priscilla for
Yeah.
that, and the fact that she's still in the UFC despite multiple fouls and cheats, it still blows my mind.
yeah, and Jillian got a fan out of me. I picked against her in this,
Mhm.
and pretty hard luck against her. Said that she has a lot of holes in her game, and she seemingly has filled those holes, and she looks like a much more well-rounded fighter than she has in the past. And what you'll learn about me is if I pick against you and I pick a hard line against you and you go out and win, you got a fan for me in me for life.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And a couple more shout outs before we wrap up this topic. Going back to the prelims, Azamat Bekov